Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We are live.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you, Mish?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just tired, but good.
What mashed you up this week?
Long week, busy, which is good. It's good that I'm busy.
Okay, that translates to dinero.
In time. How was your week?
Had a good week. It was quite productive. Yesterday I had a workshop, all day workshop from 9:30 to 4:30. Let me tell you, I was busted at the end of it. I said, boy, I don't want to go back and no school full time. I'm sorry for you. Sorry for you. Oh my gosh, but it was we had rain a couple of days, which was good because I didn't have to water my plants. And my tomato suckers, them looking quite fine. So that was it.
Okay, that's good. So welcome everybody on Facebook and all social media and those on YouTube. I'm checking YouTube so you could give us your comment. So I only have one phone today, Dr. Diana, so you have to monitor Facebook and I will monitor YouTube.
Okay, all right, let me get into it. Sorry for the feedback. So I'll monitor Facebook.
Yeah.
Take off these captions. I can't take the captions when they're on, so let me put them off. VM Heslov says, did not get a pin. What pin? Oh, he didn't get a reminder? We were having some, okay, so let's apologize because we're having some problems signing in. And so by time we figured it out and got all the IT folks together, it was too late to send a pin. Apologies. Forgive us.
Yeah, I don't see it up for YouTube yet.
So that's what happens, VM. Sorry.
Yes, sorry about that, but we're here. We're here. So a lot's been happening.
Yep, lots of been happening for sure.
And so we're going to talk about that. And then we have special guests today on, right, Dr. Diana?
Yes, we're in consistent with the theme for Black History Month, Black Wealth, Black Health, Black Wellness. We're going to be talking with a local Jamaican producer. He produces under the line Kings, and they've been doing great local productions of that it tastes really bitter and terrible. It's not seriously Moringa. So I know that they came to the market mainly for Moringa. So he's gonna tell us about the entire line, and we can just have some talk about some of these different roots that we don't understand. Or some of these, even they're not all local. Some is a local endeavor, because I see that he's gone into the mushroom thing as well. You remember years some time ago, Mish, we spoke about this mushroom, and so he's in the mushroom thing producing it as well. So looking forward to it. All things Jamaican this morning. So
yeah, everything Jamaican. So tell your family and friends to log on, share, and like Jamaicans.com and the Leo Gillings on YouTube. I'm not seeing it on YouTube as yet, but hopefully I'll check back again in a few.
Right. Well, just to catch up with the messages, VM Headstop says, good morning, ladies. Hope you had a wonderful week. We did, and we just told you, how was your week? Carlin Manning says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, sweetheart. Karina says, I love Jamaicans, and we love everybody who love us too. Thank you very much. Didi Weeks, not sure why I was included in this. I don't understand, Didi Weeks. Why are you included in this? What is this? Well, stay a while and find out, huh? Bishop is on. Good morning, ladies. Bishop, how are you doing down in one of my favorite parts of the world, Zurich? Good to have you here. And she sends us 50 stars. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Let's start off with the news. As usual, I will read some of the news pieces. And life can be very lonely, so I'm going to start off with a lonely story. So poor George left in the house, and this is from the Loop News. It says Central Westmoreland MP George Wright, who has been operating as an independent member of parliament in the House of Representatives since he resigned under pressure from the governing Jamaica Labour Party last June, following his perceived involvement in a vicious physical beating of a woman known to be his common law wife in Hanover. He found himself in an awkward position on Thursday's ceremonial opening of Parliament. So this is how he was lonely. In attempting to walk with members of the opposition People's National Party team to Gordon House, Wright found himself being declared unwelcomed by none other than the opposition leader and PNP President Mark Golding, who pointedly declared that at them, it's kind of hard to read it, at them send you come do this, in a brief exchange, Golding declared that Wright is not a PNP member of the House and should not be with the opposition party's team. Taking things in stride, though clearly embarrassed, Wright kept quiet and largely did not respond, as is shown in the video of the. Though clearly embarrassed.
Sorry.
What are your thoughts, Mish?
Well, it was kind of funny, hilarious, really. But George Wright have some nerves. Like, really? I know everybody's saying, oh, Mark shouldn't have said anything. But they said prior to where the camera picked up Mark asking that question, if they sent him, they said prior to that, Mark said to him not to walk beside them. He could walk before, or behind them. But if you look at the picture, you see where he is like right up on Mark, as if they are having a conversation. He's in his green colors. He actually was talking with the current administration, although he's in opposition because he's an independent. He should not have walked with them, in my opinion. And Mark have all the right to ask him, what is he doing there? He was purposeful in what he was doing. And it's narcissistic to me and his behavior, because he knows what the world is saying. He knows how people think about him. And to be so brazen with it, it just...
I thought it was funny, but I quite agree that, yes, he's choosing to be an independent member of the parliament. He ought to operate as such. So he is to walk in an independent position. So may either walk before the PNP or walk behind them. But he can't just go bundle up with them. That does rank with a little bit of contempt, or perhaps
exactly.
Or perhaps he just dunks.
No, dunks are confusing. He walked right beside Mark, like right between Mark Bunting and even if he was somewhere else, but why right there?
So you mean him right up in the group?
Right up on them like they're friends. When even before they started walking off, he was not with them, based on the report. He was with his other party, the other party, talking and laughing. Okay. Why not walk with them too, since it's a free-for-all? Why not walk up behind them too?
Yeah.
Me. And the fact is, people that's my problem. Like, people are like, oh, Mark is wrong, it's George, and they're trying to bring in race into it. This has nothing to do with race. This has nothing to do with it.
So he must walk feet one walk. 10 feet.
One walk. And it's a shame actually about him a walk. He should be ashamed. Why is he there? Then now he's asking for apology because he felt like he was abused. He was verbally abused by Mark.
Then when he apologized in that picture, he apologized to the public who traumatized at the beating that them observing with the woman. About that.
Exactly. I feel all of the victims are traumatized seeing him right there.
Yes.
What is he telling people? Like, you get away with what you do because obviously the court system doesn't work. So, it's free for all. Nothing will happen if you go to the police. Nothing is going to come of it. So, you know what? We have to just live with it.
Unfortunately, let me go back to my messages since Bishop says, thank you, Bishop. And she says, Trisha Sang says, morning in true Jamaican style. Morning, Miguel, wake up, what? Keisha Paul says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Keisha. Didi Week says, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. All right, then walk good, take care of yourself. Didn't know why she was here. Patricia Barnes says, good morning, beautiful ladies washing on the tube. Happy Sabbath. Okay, so happy to have you here. Happy Sabbath to you too. I won't have any pork for you today. Peter Gay says, good morning all. Donna Henry says, good morning, everyone here on Facebook. Very beautiful sunny day in New York today. Most like summer, really, Donna. Phone weather unpredictable. What kind of thing that? Up today, down tomorrow. Bishop says, the Prime Minister says, we are all Jamaicans. Him just want to walk so the camera can see him.
But they would have seen him if he was by himself. Actually, they would have seen him more because nobody really recognized him and he was up on the mark. So, but he would have got his own recognition and give, you know what, he could have led the way for other people who are running independent, who do want to get in there to show them, you know what, it can happen for you one day. You know, be bold, stand, you don't need to walk with Mark.
I don't know. Lorna says, morning, Lorna. William Hamilton Blackwood, how are you? She says, good morning, ladies. I think Mr. Wright was trying to make a mockery of the party. Independent mean I am in the middle. He should walk in the middle between both parties. Yes, the other party walks on the other side of the road. So he could very well have walked on the opposition or walked behind the same party he supports in an independent position behind them, since he's independent but supporting them. So,
yeah, and he has stated clearly that
coalition, he should join them.
Yeah, because he has stated clearly that he's voting for the current administration. He supports them. It's just that they kick him out of their party. So listen, nobody don't want you. What's the next step?
I don't know. Sometimes
it's antagonistic.
Careful the decisions that we make and what the consequences are going to be, and he has to live with the consequences of his own actions. But
he has no consequence because he's still in government. He's still being in everything. You know what I mean? So what's his real punishment?
Zero.
Exactly. But it is what it is.
Yes, it is what it is. There have been huge gun fines, FINDS, and huge gun fines, FINES. So licensed gun owners who fail to report lost or stolen weapons to the police without reasonable excuse could, under the new firearm regime being proposed by lawmakers, face fines up to 10 times larger than the current penalties. And this is an extract from the Jamaica Observer. The former was an extract from Jamaica Loop News. So, under the new bill, if a licensed firearm holder loses his weapon and fails to report it within 48 hours, there is $100,000 fine or imprisonment of up to 1 year. All right. Additionally, an individual who comes into the possession of a firearm or ammunition could face even harsher fines of up to $3 million or as much as 3 years in prison. It continues. Our approach is to start revoking licenses from individuals who we believe are careless. We consider every firearm lost or stolen to contribute to the crime problem. In international circles, a lost or stolen firearm is considered to be a means of diversion. I don't remember that reach no further. Mish, what do you think about this? Because I am confused against the incentive that is being given to people, to gunmen, to turn in them gun. But if me, a licensed firearm holder, lose my gun and don't report it within 48 hours, may I go to jail?
Well, I agree with it. I agree that gun holders who have license need to be more responsible about how they secure their guns and actually notify the proper authorities when something happened to that gun. Because sometimes we don't know if they are giving it to somebody and then claiming, you know, like it's stolen, or, you know, they need to trace these guns to see if they are committing crimes. So, you know, like I have my license, not for Jamaica, obviously. So don't people. I don't play with guns. I don't have guns, but I did it just because. But there are certain rules you have to follow. You have to follow to ensure that you secure your firearm. Like you can leave it just willy-nilly in different whatever. If you do leave the country, I know for Jamaica, you have to let it be known. Either you turn it over to the police department or, when you leave, people will leave their guns in their homes. It gets stolen and then they say nothing or act like, oh, I didn't know it was stolen. So I think they need to have stronger penalties for them so they do what they're supposed to do as licensed firearm holders, So it forced them to actually do what they need to do. It should be a little stricter, I think, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I want to agree with you, Mish, that certainly people should turn in their firearms when they are leaving country and for whatever reason. But the truth of the matter is that you're not inclined to do so because you might very well leave it at the same place and it end up in doing wrong things.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be liable if you turn it over and you sign it over to the police or whoever you're supposed to turn it over and you sign it over, do that release. You're not responsible if it's stolen. It's not your liability anymore.
Yeah, but if you might very well end up getting back the gun when you get back on the island. So I leave my gun at the airport because that is where it is supposed to be left. When I come back, I still get the gun. But where was the gun? What did the gun do? Where is the forensic to show when a crime happened that is my gun that do it? Who following up on that?
Yeah, that is true. They're supposed to keep better record, but you're supposed to know if your gun has been used. Usually if you are a gun holder, if it's used, you kind of inspect your gun, you actually clean your gun before you turn it over. And you could tell. But if something happened within, say for instance, if John Brown get killed Wednesday and you were not in the island Wednesday, but your gun was used Wednesday, like whatever trace came back to your gun, you can say, well, there's my proof I was not in the island then. So I left it with the police. Well, if John Brown gets shot on the Wednesday, somebody in the police department did it and they could trace it from there and then weed out the corruption. But to me, it's a great thing they're doing to hold these people responsible. As you see, sometimes they leave guns reckless in the house. Children get a hold of these guns or, they're teenagers or whoever. So I think these rules are good. And I think they need to do more regulation of it. And as you said, they need even like for tracing, like if they're registered
forensic work, and they need to really be far more investigative, and they need to make people be able to trust the system. We need to see that it works, because I'm not inclined to I'd rather lock up the gun in a vault somewhere and be gone rather than drop it off at the police station, because that is my best bet that it's not going to be used for something devious, whether or not it is traced back to me, but at least I eliminate the possibility of it being used.
Yeah, so, well, hopefully they set up something in place. I'm not sure if it's only the police department you could leave your gun, but hopefully they have something in place with these laws to protect, people and these guns. But also when the people register their guns, they have the information. So if they do, get bullets or whatever, they could link whatever gun and look through their system to see if somebody have a similar gun and see if it was used. So it's also help the police and people provide that information in the long run with the war they're having now on these gun crimes. So I think it's a good step. I think they should do more. Yeah. Actually have these people do, I know they do a little training, but have refresher courses with how they handle guns. I also feel like they do need to teach how to be responsible, not only to the gun owners, but people who don't, how to handle a gun, how to, gun safety and all those things. Like, I do think they need to teach those things outside of people having a license. Yeah. So people understand. Because really, guns not really that dangerous. That's just my opinion. It's the people handling it.
I suppose it's the people behind it that make it dangerous, and it's not the gun in and of itself that is a dangerous.
Yeah, it's not the gun. That slogan, it's not the gun, it's the people.
Let me continue. Yeah, so Diana says, good morning, everyone. Snowstorm in her neck of the woods, and it's back to
Here.
-10. Hush. I agreed with the fines. Bishop says, as long as it's been properly investigated. The investigation is critical. Diana says, my mom and myself have our gun license and we are members of a gun club. Mostly store at the gun club do not bring home on a regular. Make sure if I'm traveling with it, she has her, etc. And if I'm stopped at the cops, then she can declare it. Donna says, I agree with these fines. We have to be responsible. But the system has to give me that assurance too, that they are being responsible. That is really, really my concern. How do they evidence that they're really being very responsible when I make my declaration that I am gone and this is my gun, I'm living in your stead? What are you doing with it? It's important for me. I don't know that a lot of us Jamaicans feel any measure of comfort in the system as it is. But I agree with the principle that they need to find ways to bring the guns in and to encourage people and hold those who have license and permits accountable. So I agree with that. So the other piece of news, poor George out, Ukraine. Have you seen that story, Michelle? Is there a war? Is there a war?
Is it brewing? Are we gonna see World War III? What is going? Oh, something fell. I thought like somebody was behind you.
Yeah, no, something fell because I was like, wait.
Ukraine or Russia. I always wanted to find out what's behind this desire for Russia to go in. I have my opinion, but the thing is that Putin has been making his statements, but he has trying to reassure us that no, they're not going to invade, although they have their army along the border. They're trying to convince everybody that they're not going to invade. But he's very clear in his statements, like if anybody else gets involved, like what he will do. Like he didn't outright say like what he'll do. He just like what he has in his artillery, like what he can use and the power he has. And when he talks, he's very like, this is what you just have to listen. And I guess that's the fear everybody is having, like what's going to happen.
Well,
so, I don't know.
I really don't know what Moscow up to, but the news says that Moscow has repeatedly denied any plans to invade Ukraine, despite amassing more than 100,000 troops near the border. So you put all of these people near the border, but we don't plan to invade. It's kind of, say one thing but doing another kind of thing. Yeah. So the US has issued statement, and by virtue of the US statements, other countries have been prompted to issue fresh warnings to nationals that they have in Jamaica. The opposition party here in Jamaica has been appealing to the government to get the Jamaicans who are in the Ukraine out of Ukraine. And it is particularly close to me because I have not a niece, but one of Dana's friends, and of my friend's daughter who is studying for the first year. She's down in Ukraine doing medicine, and it is alarming. She says that she's okay. She says that they're safe on campus and they're encouraged to stay on campus. That they don't find it alarming. They don't hear no noise and don't hear nothing happening. They're aware of it because they know all that is happening and they talk about it at school. But for the most part, they're really safe.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And although I heard the opposition, they did make a statement to evacuate. The government itself, the administration has for like days now telling those within that area to make plans to evacuate. So they have been on it too. So it's good that both the opposition and the current administration are on the same page that people need to start evacuating. But I've seen feedbacks from people from Ukraine that said they are not nervous. They are just living and we need to stop create its frenzy out, like all these things are happening. But as you said, we're on the outside looking in, because if I saw ships coming around Jamaica, just there, I would tell everybody I know to leave. Something about to go down, and protect yourselves. But it is, I'm just nervous to see what's going to happen. I've never seen a war. Like, we see the little wars. So I've seen so many things in my lifetime. So many things.
You make it sound like your long experience about you've seen so many things in your life.
But in that short time, so many things. So, like COVID, they wrap up right now, which you got to touch on. And then now we see this coming. It's like no end in sight of the exciting things happening in our lives.
Well, I tell you what we will do. Rihanna is her name, Rihanna Blake, and she says, Auntie Diana, just pray for us. We'll be quite fine. We feel like we could get mugged, shot, killed, murdered in Jamaica much sooner than we could get in the midst of being in the Ukraine. So I'm gonna trust her. I trust her judgment always. She's a smart young woman, and we just pray for all our Jamaicans there. If the government aids them and let them go elsewhere in Europe and stay for a while, rather than bring them back to Jamaica, is probably the best bet for now to appease everybody. Let me catch up again with my reading. Mish, anything on YouTube?
No, nothing.
It says, I just want to know how safe the guns will be in the hands of the police. Exactly. Drugs, money, and evidence get missing all the time when in safekeeping by the police. Food for thought on that. Food for thought. Them can't even find a video clip or something or the other that them needed. Paulette Chamber says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, sweet Paulette. Michael says, no more school violence in Jamaica. Yes. Oh my gosh, Mish, did you see that school violence, that thing? Let me finish.
My God, like Trelawney, I know I keep bragging about Trelawney, but every day now they're on the news, like what's going on? I thought that the fight and the stabbing was from another school, only to find out it's by the school where Wakefield, Mushet High School.
And I was there saying that
one of them. Yeah, I thought so too when I heard about the one with the pencil in the child's head. I thought that was it.
Two girls fighting and then they stab somebody and the thing stuck in the person's head.
Yeah, I thought it was so. Then it was another fight. Like, what is going on? The anger issues. These anger issues that they need to work on these things. They don't know how to deal and handle being locked up. Not locked up, I mean like locked away from schools, social skills, how to interact, learning how to talk to people in a calm voice, not being aggressive. Like what is going on? Then I saw another one with two boys at Calabar. They look like grown men fighting, and everybody is only one little skinny boy in between the two of them, like calming them. But everybody was like cheering along, like cheering and them with their anger. But it kind of sad, like they do need some intervention. I know they're talking about the counseling and whatever, but they need intervention now that they're going back to school to help these children deal with all these issues and anger. They don't know how to express themselves. The stabbing.
Mish, I'm sorry to say it, but let us break that down. You're saying that they don't, the essence of it is that they don't know how to express themselves, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Let us look at the top of the leadership of our country and how well they have expressed themselves when they have differences. And let us look if we really not ought to be starting. I don't know, I have a piece of hair coming. If we ought not to be saying to the leadership that by their own examples of how they relate with each other, how they relate when they have differences, such as when they had the difference with the maroon man, when we have our misunderstandings or things that you want the country to do, and you say argument done and all them sort of things, and then you resort to something else. Is exactly what the students are evidencing in these schools. Intolerance for one another. We have to look at it.
Yeah, we have to look at the leader, but we also have to look at what they're seeing around them in their immediate environment. Because like how we watch the news and we know what the prime minister say, half of these children are watching the news. They don't know what's going on. They don't even know who their MP is. So it's who within their community they're looking at, how their parents interact with each other, how they see their cousin interact with each other, or adults within their community. So I even go down to that level where people have to set better example for the children within their community, how they argue, how they fight, all these things that they do in front of their children, they're learning and they're copying. And then they go to school and bring it to school to the poor teachers who are afraid to say anything because they're afraid they're going to get stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
So we can, so it comes down to everybody in a society playing their part, not only the politician, which they do set a bad example, really bad example, most of them. And they need intervention. The church needs to intervene. I know the 7-day have the Pathfinders, which are usually a good organization that they used to go out in the community and invite people into, work on things. I know they have a lot of sport activities where they have children from different communities who play soccer, cricket, or whatever, basketball, so they could, interact with each other and learn. But my God, man, it's like we're going back to the days of savagery. Nobody knows how to talk.
Argument done. Let me go back to my readings. Peter Gay says not World War III, but I have a feeling Putin will not back down, so there will be a war. You're probably right. Philip Dimitri says, good morning, ladies. Morning, Philip. Good to see you. Sandra says, good morning, gorgeous panelists and beautiful people listening in. Who can share their ackee and saltfish and roast breadfruit with me? I'm craving some. Well, sorry, Sandy, my best friend. I didn't have ackee and saltfish and roast breadfruit, but in fact, I had yellow yam, salt mackerel, and chocho this morning.
Breakfast this morning? Lucky you.
Yes, I got up and I made it myself. I was like, I want some good breakfast, and I go and make some mackerel. My neighbor gave me a piece of yellow yam, and I cooked yellow yam, salt mackerel, put tomato in there, onion, lots of pepper, and a chocho, half a chocho, slice up nice and thin in there. It was good. So I don't when
people like if I feel for something, so I get up and I cook it. Like I'm the opposite. I feel for something and I'm looking at where I could go get it. You know what I mean? I don't look to cook it. But that's the point I want to get in life, where I could cook anything.
I can basically cook anything. So Ukraine is part of Russia and used to be the main supplier of food while its people starve. Putin is interested to take over Ukraine because of its history and its values. So I say, Bishop, I educate you. Thank you very much. Bishop, you need to come on the show one day, come help your host when you join. So Trisha Sang says, so what were they learning at home? I'm just saying, it's also in the home. Sorry, home is your first and primary teacher. And we agree, but we might need to set up some parenting centers because we have lost the structure of family has just gone awry, Trisha. She says exactly, Michelle, the community. Michael says, talking about expression, video showing infant boy on career day. He wants to be a scammer circulating on social media. What?
You never see the video.
No, Putin saying he is not going to invade Ukraine. He have his troops lined up. I remember when the US said they were not going to invade Grenada. They're going to get their students. Next thing, all hell broke loose over there. Maurice Bishop and others get killed. Oh my gosh. Diana says, I have a cousin, he's in the Ukraine doing medicine. Also, she is an only child and her dad is single parent. He's going bananas, telling her to come home. And she should have remained in Canada for school. We empathize with him. Yeah, we empathize with him. Sandra says, I agree, Betsy, lead by example. And this is on the matter of the leadership. I think they will have to take on the leadership skills and implement that at home. I know there are a lot of societal issues going on. Lord, I don't know what to say. Hush, my dear friend, we understand. Trisha Singh says, it's the same with students in public school here. Where is here for you, Trisha? And schools and teachers are blamed as if they gave birth and spawned these kids. You're very upset at this morning, Trisha. Words such as neighborhood and community are things of the past. The village is gone.
Totally gone. I said totally gone, the village. I agree 100%. Totally gone, the village.
Betsy, Sandra says, Betsy, regarding your breakfast, I'm hissing my teeth. I send in your care, hush. Diana says, Dr. Diana, you must be related to my dad. That is what he makes for his breakfast. He alone partake. Plus, I do not like mackerel. He kisses his teeth. Trisha Sang says, yes, I saw the video and she lamented. It was funny, but not funny. So she's in the US. All right. So Trisha is in the US.
So with that video, I saw the video. When I first saw it, it was like you have career day, which I'm upset because you don't need to parade children as a teacher. Whoever did the video, you don't need to post children on videos to circulate. You know, like mark out their face like or do something. So I was upset about that. I would not want a teacher or anybody to do that, which they can't do that here. I have to give a release for them to do it. So they have the children. It's a career day. So you have the police. So I want to be a police officer. You have I think the nurse, another police, and another soldier. Then I hear this little boy in with his briefcase and his suit, like saying he wants to be a scammer. So first I was like, that is sad. But then I said to him, you know that majority of the people in the suit and tie and briefcase are scammers. Like we keep putting only the scammer as a scammer.
As it's like a man in a bleach out face and tear up pads.
Exactly. But look how much scammer you see dressed up in a suit and tie and scam people for a living, right? The biggest one, the education one, was scam people are so much money. Every day we hear about these bleedings. So we can also, but if you look at the bigger picture, my God, like he has a friend. I don't know, maybe be a banker or somebody, and we don't know, but we can't say, oh, scammer, everybody knows scamming. But it kind of sad. But I just a society that he sees, like what he sees, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, like I saw somebody commented and say it's good to see that children are no longer wanting the traditional jobs. You know, like either doctor, lawyer, teacher.
Oh, that's too funny.
It's sad though, but I really hate when they even when the school challenge, because I used to laugh in the beginning, you know, like when children make their horrible, you know, responses and people sending it around and laughing. I really don't like it because I wouldn't want somebody to have my child, you know, in a video going around.
Yeah. I think that we probably just have lost that. Somebody mentioned it, the family and the community. We're just not there anymore. That sense of cohesion that we always have. Looking out, look at my neighbor now. My neighbor get her stuff and she bring yam for me. She know I love green planting. She bring green press planting for me. Can't tell the last day I had to buy planting because I know she going to give me green plantings. How do you guys do in the States? Do you still look out for your neighbor like how we look out for each other in most communities in Jamaica?
No.
In the typical community, because I can't even say most. Because it's look like we stop look out for one another now.
No, one thing. I remember when I live in New York, because I guess New York, Queens, they have mostly Jamaicans. Everybody kind of look out. Everybody look out for you, like what's going on. You talk to your neighbor summertime. You're out playing, conversing. You have a barbecue. You know, you invite everybody over. Since I've moved here in my community, the most I could say is like everybody just come home, drive right in, go inside their house. The only thing they'll say, like if you're outside, they accidentally say if they don't want to look away or they're not quick enough in looking away, then they'll say hi.
I like that, Miss. They're not quick enough to look away.
So only my mother, because she just used to this Jamaica thing, like she literally go talk to all of the neighbors and know all of their business. And I'm like, how? I live here. I don't even know their names. I don't know, you know, like nobody talks like that. Nobody converse. But one thing I do know though, if there's anything serious that impacts our community, like say somebody had a break-in or somebody noticed somebody that's not, you know, supposed to be in the community, they say, no, we have an app where it's a neighborhood app that they send out a little alert. So be on the lookout for this person, or we, you know, so everybody's alert. Or like, you know, like if you're it kind of village them, because like if you have your child out loose, like if your child, you know, like sometimes the children will open the door, they will come and say your child is out or your dog, you know what I mean? Or if you leave something open, but we don't like talk in each other's face, but they look out for each other in that way. And nobody wants criminals here, you know what I mean? So they look out.
Well, when it comes to basic safety issues, I can understand the sense of community that is built around it. But I'm going to urge us this week, and it's Valentine's week starting Monday. Let us make a concerted effort as Jamaicans in the spaces that we are at to do something, to reach out to somebody, to reach out to your neighbor, say hi, make a deliberate attempt this week, and come tell me how it goes. For just say, hi, morning, how are you? Or cook something and share them. Probably no want no food from it because it's not gonna be strange. But it's Valentine's Day. So, make a real effort this week, Michelle. Call to your neighbor.
Well, me know my neighbor have their telephone number.
Like your mother now and find out. We need
I was forced by her. But I do. Oh, sorry, comments coming in on YouTube. I am sorry, everybody. Beverly says, I agree with you, Michelle, on the anger management mitigation strategies, not only politicians, but immediate environment. She also said, good morning, beautiful ladies. Beverly said, Putin's aim is to reconstitute the old USSR and to prevent Ukraine from joining NATO. He did mention something about NATO and NATO being involved, which he sees as an existential threat to him. He did say that. He did say if NATO got involved, he has his what weapon he saying have? What that weapon where everybody afraid that so we know they're not supposed to use it. Yeah, which everybody agreed not to use. Yeah, he said he's ready to go if they step in. And he was clear. He's ready for war. But only if you're pushing, he's ready. But yeah, I agree. Like with my neighbors, we don't talk, like my mother would talk, but I do have their number. No,
I don't want you to call them or anything. I want for you to say, hey, how are you doing? How's your week? How was your weekend? And find something. Everybody here, find a reason to talk to somebody who is either your neighbor or you don't usually talk to them. Somebody at school, somebody at work. Make an effort to be very Jamaican this week.
Well, it got kind of hard for me. You know why?
But you think I told you, we're not making it easy. Nobody gets it.
Hard, but based on my job description, that's all me do every day is talk to people. Like I really just
but you talk to people for a good reason. Talk to somebody because you're not your client and you don't need to interact with them. Ask them how they're doing. You're not getting nobody getting away with it.
Everybody will challenge you to do it. I keep it updated.
Challenge.
I keep it updated how it goes with me. But then I say, oh my God, what does she want? Yes. But no, I try because I don't really talk. I remember like the other day, like one talked to me random and he was surprised. Like he was like, oh, we try to raise, like get, like for people in need because of COVID, they're trying to get like canned goods, to donate like at this church.
A pantry.
Yeah, pantry where they give. And like he randomly was talking to me and I was like, all right. But I guess he thought I wasn't listening. And then I actually went to the grocery store and bought a bunch of stuff. And I didn't even know I was listening, that I actually remember where he lived. Like he told me where he lived in our community. And I actually went there and gave it to him.
See? And dropped them off at the pantry. Fabulous. And he thought that he wasn't engaging you. Laverne says, are they accepting scamming as a career path for Jamaican children? Laverne, I don't want to think of it like that, and I don't think so. Trisha says in the US, no children want to be teachers anymore. That is one of the most disrespected careers in the US. Unfortunate, which means that us Jamaican teachers going to get recruited and we're going to be in a worse social position here in Jamaica because our educators are going to be gone, unfortunately. Philip says he is actually telling you that these well-dressed folks can be scammers. Children act out what they see daily. VM Heslop says no, I don't know no to what. The only thing I can think of is that the child live in that environment, so he seems the best thing for him to emulate. But what about the parent who allowed the child to dress up like that? Or did the child leave home saying, I'm going to be a businessman or a banker, and by the time he reaches school, he says he's a scammer? Don't know. But for me, I couldn't see my child telling me, I want to be a scammer, and I dress him up to go to school to tell teachers I want to be a scammer, even if I am a scammer. Philip says, did you see the story where a lady was found dead sitting up in? Yes, I saw it in one of those European countries.
Cut it off, but Leah just sent me something which it kind of like, he just sent me something somebody sent him that that they're reporting us to Facebook for a hate speech or graphic violence. I wonder at what point did we say any hate speech or graphic violence? Yeah, I don't know who it was, but the person who sent it to Leah, obviously, in my opinion, is the one that's trying to report it, but I don't know who it is. But if we did say something that hurt your feeling, that you thought it was hate, we do apologize. I don't see any hate speech or graphic violence.
But I don't know that we've said anything that could be classified as hate speech with Jamaicans. And if we did, then certainly we apologize. And we comment whomever found it offensive, whoever found something that we said to be offensive or violent.
Hate speech.
The only thing violent we talk about are the people who stab up and in them head, but I know we do it. We're reporting something.
Okay, I just wanted to highlight that, so we'll be mindful.
Yes, so people don't talk violence. VM herself said, but sure, I agree with you, Michelle. I will try to say good morning and they hold their head down and laugh. But don't give up, try again. Diana says, my neighborhood outside of Toronto, we do not know others' neighbors really. Homes are not close. Go figure. Find somebody at the store and say hello. Sandra says, I'm a social butterfly, so I spread my love every day. Someone just told me that I'm always so happy and bubbly. It's rubbing off on them. Very good. Continue on that trend. Paulette says, sometimes people are stressed at the end of the day and they just want to go home and de-stress. Yes, but we're not getting in them space and we're not going up into them. We're just saying hello, make an effort. Donna says, the woman who died 2 years, I wonder what about the mail? When mail piles up, there is a cause for concern. Yes, if she was getting mail or she get everything electronic. But it's unfortunate that when I read the story, Michelle, I don't know if you saw it, but there was this lady who was discovered somewhere in Europe to have been dead for 2 years. She was sitting up in
Italy, I think.
Yes. And I'm saying, but nobody checked on her in 2 years. Nobody called her. No family member, nobody. So she not have no family. She not have no church brother. She not have no church sister. She not have no neighbor. No man, 2 years. You can imagine me dead in that 2 year and nobody no check for me. And nobody no find the strength. So me no come on the show. Me no go outside. Me no water the flowers them dying. 2 years. Me no want to live there. Jean Wignall said, Lord, me late again, you know. Yeah, you're late again for true. She said, good morning to everybody with our loud self. Jessie Smith, I'm blessed to be in the neighborhood. I know most of my neighbors. I have a planting tree. Wherever it bears, I share it with my neighbors. Wow, my kind of person, Jessie. Yes. Then where you grow planting in America? Jean Wiggum thinks, I think someone make that comment before he leave, so it residue resides in his head. I don't know what you're talking. I saw Mark Tan ready for block way. I don't understand. Sandra says, everyone address me as Mama Sandra because I'm always so loving and nurturing. That's good. But you're not no mama. You look at child yourself. I really care about my fellow citizens. June says, hate, graphic, speech, violence. That is probably a troll creating mischief. That's something I said to June. We don't know, so we'd say nothing rude or nothing bad. Thanks for the encouragement, because I was beginning to feel disheartened. It's a whole heap of comment, Mish. Bethany Palmer says, hello, good morning, everyone. And says she's in New York. Michael says, probably a scammer was offended. A Jamaican policewoman. All right, fine. I busted that at the hate scribe. That is so sad. 2 years. Exactly. It's so strange. First time watching. Love the platform, says Bethany Palmer. Welcome.
Yeah. It kind of that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Mark Tan ready for block. On the matter of block, there's a story, again, sorry, still in the US, where a Missouri school district bans Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. In a 4-3 vote, the school board voted to pull Toni Morrison's first book, The Bluest Eye, from every district school library in Missouri. The Missouri School District joins a growing list of districts across the country to ban books highlighting issues of race, sexuality, and the Holocaust. Anybody know what this book is about? This book, The Bluest Eye, has a story of a child who yearns for blue eyes because she equates whiteness to beauty, while she believes that her blackness actually makes her ugly. The book touches on many themes, including rape, incest, domestic violence, alcoholism, infant mortality, and racism. It also includes profanity at one point. A character's mother calls him a nasty something word. But, you know, I'm happy that Toni Morrison died in 2019 because she would have been lamenting this. She had always argued against banning books. The past attempt to ban Huckleberry Finn, and now you ban this book. Then when them done, what is going to be left in the school them for the picking of them for read? Or you have to go carry it to your yard, buy the book, put it in your library, or buy it on whichever PDF drive to get it. I don't agree with banning the books. Them not for read it because it didn't mean say them have to read it.
Yeah, well, the school have the right to decide what books should be in their institution. I know everybody will say why ban, you know, like it's still up to the school district to decide what they want the children to be exposed to. As a parent, if the school objects to it, as you said, you could do it at home or bring them to the local library and get it done. But right now they're on this move to rid the schools of certain books. It's been through history where you see sometimes they take books and burn them. Either they're too educated or they're too black or they're too white, whatever. And if parents don't like the district that they're in, that are banning, all they have to do is move district, because usually our fight back, which most of them don't, they just
accept. You can't move district all of Missouri. So if you live in St. Louis, which is predominantly a black community, where are you going to move to? It's all of Missouri that is banning all the books.
Yeah, and this is why it's important to vote in your elections, because you vote these people in. So if they're banning stuff, next time you go out and you vote and get them out. And these are the election that people ignore, where you have the sheriff being voted for, you know, board leaders and whatever, they don't vote. It's important. This is why we have this issue. Because if you're mostly a black community and you have somebody telling you to take out one of the blackest books, it's because you did not do your job and go out and vote. And it is why it's important to vote. And as I said, it's still up to the school district to decide. There are a lot of books that they ban. I don't agree with it, but it's the school making their decision. If you don't like it, go vote, get them out.
I guess you hit the nail on the head, Michelle. We have to participate more in the political decisions rather than sit and bawl about the consequences of our inability to exercise the right. So all of the Jamaican people out there, all of the people who have good conscience, when voting time come around, go vote, man, make a decision, because we cannot lament them things. Toni Morrison, how can you ban that book? In fact, the whole of we should have looked for, go find the book, read the book, and have a discussion about it. You know,
and you're right. And this is why I say voting, because when they're complaining, next election they're gonna sit back and not vote. And these are things that are gonna keep gradually be stripped away from them and certain rights, because these people, you didn't go vote, so other people vote them in with their agenda, and this is what happened to you. So in any community, society, whatever election that they're having that you think it's so minor, go out and vote. You know how powerful the Board of Education is. Go out and vote when they have these elections coming. You have your local representatives, go out and vote. Voting for the president is not the only election that goes on within any community. Ever so often you have elections, go out and vote. It's important you vote so you have a voice. And this is why it's important to have your voice, because a lot of things are being stripped away. Because every day I see a report from another school district banning books, banning what should be taught in schools, how to restructure the curriculum. Unless you go to a private institution that kind of independent with what they do. But it's important to go vote. If you're not yet a citizen and you think you qualify to be a citizen, go out, Apply to be a citizen, so the next election you could vote. Tell your family and friends to vote, and this is why. These things impact you.
Right, I'm voting all the elections, every little election. I tell you that when okay, anyway, I vote. I vote.
I vote for everything. That's one thing with me.
Everything. And when them don't have no name in there, I fill in my name and vote for myself.
Exactly.
Paulette Chambers, unfortunately, people no longer want to hear the truth. And that's true. Philip says they are banning these books, but they can search it on the internet and get the info. Are they going to ban access to the internet? And probably soon get around to it, Philip. Replying to Sandra, Diana says, Sandra, you come across like that on the net as a mama, because she always, that is so true. That's so true. Sandra, we celebrate and love you. Diana says, I have a problem. Yeah, she says she has a problem with this because all that is in the book is what some of these children had to endure in life. Exactly. And we just extracting it like that. Yes, folks don't take local elections seriously. That's true. In Jamaica, we don't take local elections. And similarly in the States, the lower level elections are not taken seriously. And then when we look, we see all of them people of a certain nation in charge of this and in charge of that.
And all these changes happening and they complain.
Yes, voting is so necessary. If you don't, then the doors are open for the nonsense. Exactly. Sandra says, thanks, Diana, and I love you all. All right, Mish, that takes us to 2 minutes into change of scene, moving from the news. So we're going to talk about Jamaica, Black History Month. Remind everybody.
We have one comment before we switch. Beverly said, some people live a separate life from the general society and may not have family or other social network. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before you jump on with the lady that died in her chair, it was kind of sad to see nobody knew that she was dead for 2 years and like why nobody checked. But then they said they couldn't find her family. Like they, like she had no one.
Couldn't find any family. Then somebody couldn't go check.
That's what I'm saying, like welfare check before, no. And even a sadder story, I watched one and I think the lady died for several years and nobody knew she was dead. Like her mail kept coming, everything, and she died right in front of her television, but she had the television on. So nobody checked. They thought she was there. Her job did not check on her. Nobody checked on her. And family didn't check because they said she usually disappear. But I'm like, for so long. But it's kind of sad that people don't check in on people. Like I always have people checking in on me.
Yeah.
But, okay, I was missing some. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I want people check on me. No check on me. I don't mind. No check on me all the time. If you don't see me in a 2 hour, check on me. I don't want to live so.
Yeah, Beverly said, you are so right about voting on the book. Surprisingly, many people are uneducated about voting locally. I experienced that during my volunteer rounds assisting the community in Florida. That is true. They don't even know that sometimes they vote for judges.
Yes.
They complain about the police department. I don't know they vote for the sheriff.
Vote for the chief, the police chief and all of them people they would put in.
You vote for them and like Jamaica when they pick them, people don't know. Even like even with the local elections at Jamaica, as you say, most people don't go out to vote. It's important to vote for these people because they're the ones that basically tell us what resources gonna need for roads and all these things and all these projects coming in, you know, like signing off on these projects. So you have to vote for the people who are knowledgeable and know what they're doing. And then they complain like, oh, we don't get this in the community, we don't get that.
Vote for people in your community. You want to support people in your community. You want to support people of a certain inclination, people with a particular kind of history. And sometimes you want to just take out some of them that who in there because they're not.
Exactly, teach them a lesson.
Sometimes then just flipping this them, sorry, that must be a swear word. Then disappoint you.
No hate speech.
Flipping, me not so sure.
Okay, so we're switching. We have our guests coming in. Oh, I wanted to talk about Joni's, but she's not on. I didn't see Joni today.
We'll talk at no, she's not on. We'll talk at 11:30. The guests will be here for half an hour.
Okay.
And then so talk about our guests, consistent with Black History Month. The theme is Black Health, Black Wellness, and we're going to talk to Alex from Kings, Jamaica. And he is going to, Alex, are you there? Hearing us well?
Yes, I'm here. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing and
I
seeing
hope
you.
you're hearing
Welcome
me.
so much,
Hi,
Alex.
Alex.
So Alex, we usually
All right,
tell
thanks, Michelle.
people
Thanks,
come here
Diana.
to say where them born, where them grow, which school them go to, so we can beat up on them.
Yeah, oh wow. I went to a very polarizing school. Enough people will cheer me and beat up on me at the same time. All right. Yeah, which is KC. I went to Kingston College, high school wise in Kingston. Heal up my Fortis brethren, them and thing, you know. Big up Fervert as well, and no problem. My son went to JC.
Yes,
All right.
like that. So where were you born, Alex? You born and grow in Kingston, or is that like a country boy?
Yes.
Get to
No, you know, I was born in Kingston. I was born at Jubilee Hospital, and my mother walked home from the hospital. So you know how Kingston I am. I think we had a shop on Charles Street, Kingston, and we moved from there. I think there was a lot of violence around about that time, and we eventually moved to Waterhouse.
Okay.
In St. Andrew, which was a
Right.
lot more peaceful at the time.
Also, you moved from where you were to Waterhouse, and it was far more peaceful. Wow.
At the time, yes.
Because when you said Waterhouse, I'm like, what? You moved to Waterhouse?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. I make sure I say at the time, because I think later on, after a couple elections, Waterhouse itself became a kind of hotbed anyway.
Hotbed.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
We thank you for surviving all of those early experiences. We're not going to hold it against you because you went to KC. You make up for it by sending your son to JC, so that is fine. With David being a JC boy to myself, so I can live with that. All right, if you sit back just a little bit, we can see you well, and hopefully we can talk now. So Alex is here because he created a brand called Kings. Alex, sit back a little bit so I can see. Does it say Kings Jamaican?
Oh, yes. The brand is Kings Jamaican. I don't know if you can see.
All right, fabulous. So it's Kings Jamaican, and we can see you well right there. Tell us a little bit, what prompted you to get into producing these, and what was your first product?
My first product was a Moringa drink mix that we had about 5 years ago. We don't have that right now. And one of the reasons why we don't have that right now, because it was a drink mix like Tang that had sugar in it. And you know, since during the whole process of learning, I have transformed my own point of view, because sugar to me right now is the number one enemy when it comes to health and wellness. So I had to stop that product because it was against my own psychological point of view.
Yes.
So all our products now are sugar free, and we have coffee, cocoa products, and we have the Moringa capsule that you probably saw on Facebook not too long ago. But so the whole point,
you're still doing Moringa, but not as a drink mix, but as capsule for indigestion. Digestion. Tell me, what are the other things? You say you do coffee. How you do coffee?
Okay. Before we go on to the coffee, we have transformed the Moringa drink mix into a ready-made drink, which we call the Moringa water. And we have two of those. We have those in pineapple and watermelon flavor. So it's a ready-to-make drink sweetened with stevia, no sugar at all. We put an infused tea mix in it, sweetened with sugar, organic ginger, etc. So you can just buy it and drink it. But the most important thing, it has no sugar in it.
Okay, so the first one, you are putting sugar into it. That's why.
That's right.
Like a sweetener. Okay.
And that was a powder drink mix that you could tear and add your own water to it. The Moringa water that we have now is pure, is ready to drink.
So it's like a Capri Sun thing that I would just pop a Capri Sun and drink it.
Exactly. Yes, that's right.
So and you have it in two flavors, you said?
We have it in watermelon, we have it in pineapple as well.
All right. And is that readily available locally? Where do I find it?
Yes, you can find it at General Foods up by Ligony. You can find it on the Fontana pharmacies and the two Brooklyn supermarkets. And a few health stores around Kingston, but we're working on getting it into more stores so people can have ready access to it.
Okay, so it's only local in Jamaica?
Yes, it's only available. The water is only a locally available because of the logistics of the water right now. We're working on that. The other stuff that we have, the coffee and the cocoa, they are on our website. So they're available on our website and Amazon as well. And I guess we're going to go into it because you're just about to ask me, Diane, about the coffee. Go ahead.
Yes. So tell us about the coffee, because I want to know where you grow your coffee beans, or if it's coffee or some other coffee.
No, we use instant coffee because that's more receptive to being mixed with the stevia that we use and the nutraceuticals that we add to it. So we can only use instant coffee because it's a lot simpler to blend and bottle. We get our instant coffee from Salada. And Salada is the only instant coffee produced in the Caribbean. So, we don't have any choice on the matter. They have an instant coffee that I think they mix with a mixture of Blue Mountain and Lowland coffee or something, but we don't have any control over that mix anyway. So we purchase the instant coffee from Salada. We take it to our own factory in Spanish Town, and then we add our own blend to it and make it into the different concoctions that we have online on Amazon and our thing. We can talk.
What is that lineup that you have available of the coffee, and why, and the benefits? Because really and truly it's about Black health, Black wellness. What are the benefits of your products?
Precisely. For example, we have the Stevia coffee here, and it's, as the name suggests, it's coffee sweet with stevia. So for those who want to have a cup of coffee, but they might not necessarily be able to tolerate black coffee, and they want to avoid sugar, you can have a glass of this, a cup of this, and not worrying about consuming sugar and enjoy. As you move from there, we have now other products that we not only sweeten with sugar, with stevia as well, but we had various nutraceuticals to them, like our mushroom coffee. So our mushroom coffee now is a step further up from the stevia coffee. So we have the instant coffee sweet with stevia, but we had 3 different mushrooms to it: chaga, reishi, and cordyceps. Yes, functional mushroom extracts, excellent for immune system rejuvenation. And in this time, it's just perfect for this time. You could go online and research the 3 different mushrooms that we use: reishi, cordyceps, and chaga. Excellent for immunity support.
Well, tell us about one of them. Which one is that you're holding up, Alex?
I'm holding up the mushroom coffee.
All right. And you're saying that this is produced. One is produced by you in Jamaica.
That's right. Right here, our factory in Spanish Town.
Factory in Spanish Town. It's available online at Amazon, right? Thank you, King's Jamaican. And the benefits of one of that mushroom. Tell me just the benefits of any one of them.
No, reishi is the king. If you go online, they refer to reishi mushroom as the mushroom of immortality. Obviously, that's a little exaggeration right there, but
but we can live with that.
yeah, but that is very, very good for immunity support. Chaga is excellent for brain health, preventing Alzheimer's, preventing dementia, etc. Cordyceps have been used for centuries by the Chinese for respiratory development. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, at the Olympics, the Chinese swimmers came out of nowhere and did some record making times, and they were wanting it for steroids, blah blah blah. And when they checked it out, the swimming program was using cordyceps mushrooms extract to expand the breathing ability of the swimmers.
So it make your lungs them better.
Exactly.
Oh, I like the chaga because for me as an educator, you talk about brain functionalities and immunity and all of those things. Could we use the mushroom in anything other than coffee? Could we use it in cocoa?
Absolutely. We have mushroom cocoa right here. We're ready for you, Dan. We're ahead of you. This is also on Amazon and on our website as well.
Okay, I have a quick question. I'm not sure if you mentioned, where is the mushroom from? What kind of mushroom?
The 3 mushrooms extract that we use: reishi, Shaga and cordyceps. They're imported from Canada. There's a Canadian company that we imported from called Namex, and it comes from Canada to the US and then to Jamaica, and then we use
it's not grown locally, like we don't.
Yeah, there's a lady named Miss Smith, I think, your namesake, Diana, in Mandeville that grows a lot of mushrooms, edible mushrooms that you can cook and eat. But for our purposes, for the coffee and the cocoa, we need a water-soluble extract, similar to instant coffee, where it can dissolve in water. Yes, so there's no facility in Jamaica that does that. Yes,
okay.
But Namex in Canada does that, and we import it in, and we mix it in our mix and package it.
Okay, so Alex, tell us the website. Tell us your link on Facebook site and stuff.
Yes.
Just so that we can, Mish, you can type it in as he shares it with us, because it's important. I'm really encouraged, and I wanted for you to come and share, because I know that you've started out with the moringa. The truth is that thing bitter, but I didn't. It have a little kind of an aftertaste. But yes. I now want to try the water, because it can be a good alternative to the cran waters and all those sugar-laced waters that are available. And I really don't like water. So now I'm going to go up to General Foods to try and find this product and you know, for the benefits that it offers. But share with us, what is your website? What is your, where do we find it?
Our website is www.kingsja.com. Okay. And Amazon, just look for King's Jamaican Stevia coffee and it will lead you to an Amazon store.
Okay, so you're on Amazon and we can find the products under King's Jamaica.
King's Jamaican and Amazon. On our website, Shopify website, it is www.kingsja.com. kingsja.com.
Okay, so the cocoa is on Amazon? The cocoa?
Yes, all the cocos are on Amazon. All the coffees are on Amazon as well. Not the waters. The waters are only available for the time being locally. But we're going to get it on Amazon very soon. Just working out the logistics of transportation, liquid, and all of that. Give us another 2 months to get it on Amazon.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I know you mentioned earlier, but for those just joining in, what are the benefits of having the mushroom cocoa or mushroom coffee compared to the alternative?
Sure. We can go over. As I said, reishi mushroom extract is noted for immunity support, shaga, brain protection, preventing dementia, Alzheimer's, and then cordyceps, very good for lung development, lung respiratory support. Okay,
are they safe for children? Or you don't know?
Absolutely. There's a concept they call microdosing. That is the foundation of our products. It's not a huge enough dose to create any harmful effects, any side effects. It's going to assume that you're going to consume these on a regular basis, if not daily, 2-3 times a week. So there's small amounts that are absolutely safe, but over time, because you and me know that you might have a lethal dose of cyanide, for example. Let's assume, say, cyanide at lethal dose is 100 milligrams in one dose, kill it instantly. But if you take 1 milligram every day for a year, you're going to die anyway, right? You're going to have kidney failure, liver damage, etc. So the reverse is also true. When you consume these micronutrients and these beneficial compounds in a microdosing format, a little at a time, not enough to off-put the taste, because taste is very important. All our products taste great, by the way. Small amount doesn't affect the taste, so you can consume on a regular basis. Over time, results going to amaze you.
Right.
Because after all, our habits make us, right, Diana?
Yes, habits make or break you. Just to get some comments, Philip says Pauline Smith has a mushroom farm in Manchester and says that she's his classmate from Homewood. So Philip, you went to Homewood, okay. Diana says that she's told that moringa powder is available at Health Planet, which is a store near her in Canada. Alex, is it available in Canada, or they can get it at amazon.ca?
Not as yet, Diana. Give me about 2 months. We're working on it right now. We're only on Amazon in the US, but it's not a big deal to get to Canada. We just have to work out. It's just a click of the mouse to actually register a company on Amazon Canada, but we have to work out.
Canada, you know, that's what I wanting to say. A lot of folks on the show in Canada and them eager for drink them own Jamaican stuff.
Give us 60 days, Diana. Please give us 60 days to work out the transportation and logistics and getting in the product into Canada.
Okay.
Okay.
60 days.
Okay, 60 days. Beverly on YouTube said, do you have the coffee for the Keurig machine? Would love to get some. You know, the little cup that you put in.
Yes, I know Americans love that. I mean, yes, we're not able to do that as yet. I know that's the American style and that's very popular over there, but we're probably going to need another year or so to get up to the manufacturing capability.
I thought you were going to say 2 months.
No. That's a bigger project. That takes a specialized machinery to do and all of that. But we recognize that there's a huge market in the US that loves their coffee in that way. In the meantime, we have them in the sachets. If you don't want them at a big glass bottle, it comes in a sachet. We put in a sachet. Just add water or your almond milk or your oat milk or whatever and stir it together and you're good to go.
Some of us still drink condensed milk. So I don't understand why you're trying to eliminate me. Me still drink liquor condensed.
But that is thing he said, no, sugar is not good for you. Sugar isn't good for you. That's
I know sugar not good for me, but good Lord, we still have to drink a liquor condensed milk. What is wrong with doing about oat milk and almond milk all the time? Every now and again, just allow me a little bit of condensed milk.
Okay, coconut milk, Dan. If you don't want to go to a new age with the thing, the coconut milk is excellent with this product.
Yes.
I mean, I've tried it a lot of times and coconut milk is great. But you want to stay, I mean, we grew up with condensed milk and I used to love condensed milk with my cornflakes and all of that. But we're in a crisis right now, Diana. The amount of sugar we're consuming is unbelievable. Between the gizzard and the cake and all of these things, we're overdosing. We're overdosing on sugar long time.
Diabetes and all these things.
Yes,
absolutely. Get healthy, we have to stop. Cut out the sugar. Not saying I'm going to do it right now, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
All right. Well, you've won a number of souls. Let me get back to the messages. Bishop is over in Zurich. She's over in Switzerland and she's happy to see it. She's already celebrating the coffee, cocoa, and moringa. Diana says that she will drink that coffee now because she loves coffee. Dr. Diana, too bad, yes. Little Betty with the cinnamon in it. she advocated for a little bit of the sweet every now and again, but then Alex says try coconut milk, and I'm game on that, so I'm gonna try some coconut milk. Alex, I really celebrate what you have done as an entrepreneur who is building an empire to save all of us, to save our health. And we wanted to celebrate you, just like the Black History theme is this year saying Black health, Black wellness. I'm really celebrating what you've done. So just to reiterate for us, give you 2 weeks and you will have the products in the shelves.
2 months.
2 months. All right. Thanks, attorney Michelle, not making me up on things. Michelle, Alex, I don't know if we had introduced Michelle, but Michelle is an immigration attorney. She is in Jacksonville, Florida. She's really Jamaican as well as most of us here are. She went she grew up in Trelawney, so she's a Trelawney girl. Don't say nothing bad about Trelawney while in earshot. Which school you went to again, Mish?
You don't know, Westwood High School, the best school.
She went to Westwood.
That's a great school, yes. Westwood for girls.
Yes.
Went to Westwood. So we celebrate you. I'm definitely going to be looking out. Guys, it's King's Jamaican products. It's a homegrown product. They're all homegrown products. Alex, I'm looking forward to your starting an operation with the mushroom here in Jamaica, where we can grow the mushroom ourselves and get to the point of processing it. Looking forward to having the waters in the States and somebody wanted a little Keurig cups so that they can pop them into them things. That's the way to go. Everybody throw out the big percolator now. But until then, just put on the kettle, pour it in your cup. And Alex, you say you had sachets. Can we get the sachet by themselves in Jamaican supermarkets? Because sometimes you can't buy the whole pack.
Yes,
but can we get the sachets?
Absolutely. You can get the sachets at General Foods and the Fontana pharmacies, as well as Brooklyn supermarkets and Lee's Food Fair on Reddit's Road.
Okay, so there's Lee's Food Fair down Reddit's Road.
Yes.
General Foods is up in Ligani, so I'm going to head out there and get myself some this very morning before anything else.
Okay, so are you going to expand to Trelawney end? Like, I would love to see it on the stores in Trelawney to try it when I visit the island.
Sure, yes. I mean, we're a young company, we're growing, we're trying to get our distribution muscles going. So we're definitely going to get to Trelawney. I can't give you a timeline on that one. It's not 2 weeks for sure. So look out for us in Trelawney very soon.
All right. But in between time, Michelle, you can try the products because you can find them on Amazon.
Yeah, but order the cocoa. I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, order the cocoa. I'm gonna go.
And I'll tell you.
Alex, the cocoa and the coffee are both in the sachets.
Yes, both in the sachet.
All right, and the one that is good for the dementia, because we fight hard, not forget no dementia.
The mushroom coffee, the mushroom cocoa for you, obviously. Yes.
Mushroom cocoa. Look here, Arlene. Late. Arlene, we're talking to Alex Asha, who owns a company, King's Jamaican. He's doing great things in terms of health foods and healthy alternatives to lots of things. And we're going to drink his cocoa and his coffee. So yes, late again. Good morning, she says. Bishop is asking for me to send her 2 packs, so I will send her 2 packs. Bishop, yes, I will send them for you down in Zurich. And we probably just ask you to take the distribution rights for it over in Zurich if you're game. How about that?
Good.
Alex, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. And I will be trying your product. I will be honestly trying.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Well, good. Take care. All right. So that was totally fabulous. It was good to see Alex.
Good to see healthy options.
Yes, and options that we have in terms of the products. And I want to try it. I'm really excited about the mushroom and the different values or features of this mushroom. Cool.
Yeah, I like mushroom.
Oh, Alex website. What is the website again, Michelle? First, the one.
www.kingsja.com.
All right, www.kingsja.com. Arlene, look up in the chat and you'll find it. Donna says, thanks, Alex. Bishop says it should be an honor for her to do the distribution. Oh, that is good. Bishop, we're definitely taking you up on it, Thanks, Alex. Everybody says, thanks, Alex. Great information. I will try the mushroom coffee, says Paulette Chambers. And it is even better because here's a small operator doing something as a Jamaican man who went to Casey and we can identify with him. Jude's Browning says she did Canada. Looks like you could have taken the distribution rights for Canada. Jude's, what about that?
I think he said 2 months, right?
2 months, yes. He says 2 months and he'll sort out that for Canada. But
it's good. It's good. I like hearing when Jamaican companies are doing something good and progressive. That is good. We do have a lot of sugar in our products in Jamaica.
No, so we have too much sugar. We grow up on it. And he has a nice website. It says Good Habits, Good Health. And it lists all the products that they have, coffee, cocoa, and it allows you to shop. Oh, very nice. Stevia. We need to talk about stevia. Seems to be a natural sweet nothing.
I heard about it.
No. So if we're going to start drink stevia. I wonder if we could have grow stevia at Jamaica. Something you think we can grow?
Not something they make. It always comes in one packet. Not something that process.
No, yeah, but it come from something. It looked like it come from one bush.
Which bush?
One bush named Stevia.
Oh, there's a bush by that name.
Yeah, when you go on the website, you will see it. So on the website, he has a collagen. They don't never tell me about collagen, coffee and collagen. Collagen no what good for your face, Michelle.
Hmm? Or maybe limited time we never have him for you maybe never know how to
If you come back on and just tell about collagen.
Yeah.
You know how collagen important to we vain women? What? No man, we have to talk about the collagen. Collagen good for we face. And we All right. Dr. D did what Alex say Moringa cocoa is good for. Well, he says that they cocoa them good for good for dementia. That's what we want it for, dementia. So me I go buy the cocoa one because it have the dementia.
Oh, it could have the dementia.
Yes, the mushroom are in there, good one good for brain, one good for immunity because it helps you to breathe better. So me not swim so far, but me want the dementia one for me want to make sure so me not have no dementia.
Yeah, I'm try. I like cocoa. I like chocolate tea. I like cocoa. I don't drink coffee, so I'm gonna try. And
okay, and Jesse Smith says yes, the sweetener thing is from a plant. Okay. Oh, collagen in the chicken foot. No wonder me used to love chicken foot soup, so I'm going to cook some today. Collagen for me. Collagen chicken foot. Ali, you know that you just full of pure story. You just get up probably and talk foolishness. But I don't mind chicken foot soup, so that's fine with me. Mish, it's 11:30. It's time for us to switch gears. Talk about people who can celebrate.
Okay, so Johnny is not here. So she was
Johnny, where are you?
Yeah, she may not get a notification, but she was one of the first individuals that sent in a list of individuals that she wanted to highlight. And one of the individuals on her list was Marcus Mosiah Garvey. One of Jamaica's national heroes. It would be great. I don't think she's on to tell us why he's important to her, but I'll highlight some of the things about Marcus Garvey if listeners are not aware of him. I don't know how they would not be, but with his history so strong. So as we know, Marcus Garvey was born in Jamaica in St. Anne's Bay. And close to Trelawney. He actually got married to a Westwoodite, his first wife, attended Westwood. So we have some connections there. And while in school, I guess he experienced several things within his school, such as racism, that helped to shape the person he became later on in life. He worked for anything that he worked for the Pan-African newspaper, and he worked with the Universal Negro Improvement Association in London. And he inspired many people that were involved in the movement. Like as you hear, like even Martin Luther, when they speak, they were influenced by him and his teachings. And even today, people can't say how inspired them and what he has taught people about educating ourselves. I'm not an expert, so what was your fondest thing you learned about Marcus Garvey?
I don't know. I think I like the idea of him. No, it probably wasn't liking of the idea. There was something about his marriage that had me for a little bit. That his second wife was Amy. They married in New York after his initial divorce. She was his personal secretary. And I thought to myself in a kind of a sly way, how the secretary them always seem to get married to the people them. And I don't know, for me, that was something. Anyway, Amy played a key role in organizing the UNIA and was instrumental in teaching people about Garvey after he died. So she kind of continued his legacy. She didn't make it die with him. She really built his legacy beyond his death. And I thought that was really commendable of her. I didn't like the fact that Marcus Garvey died overseas, that he was ill and he still wanted to stay where he was because he was so wanting to do the right thing that he remained. I think it was in the UK that he died, not even so sure, but wherever it was that he died, he could have come home, but for whatever reason, he was still staying committed to what it was that he was doing. I like the fact that he started a newspaper. It was his first failure, but it never stopped him. So in 1918, he started the Watchman, even though that was 9 years after his first paper had failed. He knew what it was to fail, but it didn't stop him from believing in what he wanted to accomplish and pursuing it to the point that he made himself a national hero with all the efforts. He created the Negro world. He was just a backbone of telling people worldwide that, look here, this man had a weekly circulation of a newspaper of 200,000 weekly. And they never have no Twitter, they never have no Instagram, they never have no Facebook. And he had a circulation weekly worldwide of something, 200,000. This man was way ahead of him time. I thought that phenomenal. My take on Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, and I always see a lot of people quote, even though they're trying to exonerate him for the crimes or convictions that he had before he died. And that's one of the main missions, I think, for I think the Jamaica government is spearheading that thing for the 60th to help exonerate him, begging the US to do that. And other organizations are asking for that. And a lot of people look up to him and are inspired by him. And in regards to, being self-sufficient, Blacks all over the world, he, and educating themselves, he taught them that. And his words, I was trying to find his famous quote, one of them that I just found it, but sorry, I went to check messages, that he stated that we should be our own, oh my, where did it go? But yeah, so his words resound in a lot of places with a lot of people. Anytime you hear somebody standing firm or moving, fighting for rights of African Americans, you always hear something mention of Marcus Garvey. So he was impactful to a generation and still is. Not a lot of people are inclined to, his beliefs, but one thing can be sure, he was influential. He might have started the flames that, started a little fire that spread the flames, that even though he didn't accomplish majority of what he would have hoped for, it created the spark with all these leaders that led to all this revolution and changes that were needed. I can't find the quote, why?
And another thing too, there about him was that he really created the first political party in Jamaica. He created the People's Political Party. You found it?
I didn't know he did.
Yes, in 1928, Garvey created the People's Political Party, which was Jamaica's first modern political party and the first to defend the interest of the Black majority. The party's manifesto called for official representation in the British Parliament, a minimum wage, we still a struggle about that, land reform, we still a struggle about that, a Jamaican university, judicial reform, a government-run electrical system, we still a struggle with JPS, public high schools and libraries, and a national opera house. We don't know opera house, we don't have them kind of culture there. Nothing cultural, we don't have no opera house. Okay. Wow, in 1928.
That's so long ago, we still have struggle with those things.
I fight down some of them same issues still are hard.
It kind of weird, like history can teach us a lot. But the quotes that I liked were take advantage of every opportunity. Where there is none, make it for yourself. You know, people love to throw up their hand about, oh, when I get this, try to figure out a way, get it done. The other one is the pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier than them both put together. So your words are very powerful. So be mindful of what you say because it's impacting people. So, and also the last one, liberate the minds of men, and ultimately you will liberate the bodies of men.
I like that one, but I think what beats them all for me, Mish, if you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the struggle of life. And I think that was
the one said about the roots. Without roots,
that if you don't know where you're coming from, then you are. I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but okay, let me read some comments on YouTube. I'm late with YouTube, but Beverly said sugar is one of our biggest issues. We will lose so much weight and fix many other problems if we could cut down on sugar or cut out added sugar. And guess what?
What?
Beverly said, Michelle, I am a Trelawneyite and Westwoodite. I knew that. I knew that. I could tell. But any comments on Facebook?
Yes, on YouTube. Mark says, please use honey. That honey is a better sweetener. Yes, we agree with that. Diana says, my grandmother start using it before it's get broken. I don't know, the collagen thing. Diana, they're laughing at Diana's comment. Somebody's asking, hi ladies, what happened to Leo Ethlin? I don't know what Ethlin is, but Diana said Leo is on a course. Yes. Bishop says the rejection by his people is what kept him even in sickness outside of Jamaica, in reference to Marcus Garvey. And June, being the teacher that she is, sends a link about Marcus Garvey's death info. In 1927, he was deported from the United States to Jamaica, where he continued his UNIA work and political activism before moving to London in 1935. He died on June 10th, 1940, after multiple strokes. Thank you. Jude says, up you mighty race, accomplish what you will. Oh, so that's her favorite quote. Cool. King's Jamaican says, Malcolm X and a host of American Black freedom fighters were inspired by Garvey himself. And that's so true. We thank you very much for the comment. And we agree, he was a backbone for a lot of people. Philip says, yes, he died in London. Arlene says chicken feet are, no, Arlene, not chicken feet. Chicken foot are tasty, but they also have cosmetic benefits. Ooh, they contain lots of collagen, which led Asians to believe that eating chicken foot will give them more youthful looking skin. This is also the reason chicken foot and peanut soup is popular among Chinese women who want to add. What you said to me, Michelle Arlene, me dep on that, but me don't know about the peanut soup. We can drink the peanut porridge. No, me not like that either. Anyway, me just take the chicken foot soup. Paulette says cinnamon is a good sweetener. Really? I like the flavor of it, but I don't know it as a sweetener. And Arlene shares about condensed milk in moderation. Go with that. Yes, we agree with you. Coconut milk, as Alex said, that I can try that instead. That's it in terms of comments. Sandra says, I love you all and love the show. Really, it's liberating, encouraging, inspiring, and lots of vital education. Thank you so much, Sandra. We try to be balanced and well-rounded, touching every aspect of all of us. Different. Yes.
Yeah.
So
kind of sad Joni wasn't on to hear because she's always on to hear.
That she's okay.
Yeah, hopefully she's
okay. Please let us know.
Yeah.
We need to know.
Yeah, and as we just did, every week we'll be talking about anybody that inspired. It doesn't have to be a Marcus Garvey. It could be your church teacher, your Sunday school teacher, Sabbath school teacher. It could be your neighbor, your mother, which I did the last time, talk about my mom. But it could be anyone. So just send us the information at what's our email again? People, you see, that's why I'm gonna need the mushroom cocoa for
Yes,
help.
I need mushroom cocoa for we eat a takeaway. But anyway, we still have about 15 minutes, and I want for us to dedicate these 15 minutes to Valentine's, because Monday is Valentine's Day.
Oh my, I would love that today. Pity you have to
Yes,
study.
we should have somebody for to talk all the loving things. So I wrote myself a note because I wanted to say, Michelle, do you remember? And everybody out there, go and go say something now. What was your first Valentine gift, and who gave it to you?
Valentine Day gift. You know, to be honest, I
I want
think
to hear say you get it at church, or Philip said that the email is jaconvo, which is jaconvoc, jaconvoc @gmail.com.
no, on a convoc. I don't think it's convoc.
It's
Maybe
convoy, no.
a
It's not,
convoc.
Philip,
Yeah.
not in it. It's Jamaica Convo. JACONVO @gmail.com. So if you know, send it to Convo, we not get it. Send it to Convo. JAConvo @gmail.com. Look here, you know, send it to didavis2002 @gmail.com. Me sure say that on my email address, and me will get it and all of that for Michelle. Look how she lost the password.
No, me just find it. No man, I send it.
Okay. Okay.
send it in the chat.
Convo. Yes, jaconvo @gmail.com. So guys, happy Valentine's Day when it gets here. What was your first? I can tell you, I was in second form and I had a boyfriend at school named Andrew Bisnot. And he gave me chocolate.
But
He was not boyfriend, he was my friend, but he gave me chocolate. So, you know.
Why? I don't recall getting anything. I don't recall Valentine's Day getting anything. I don't. So if anybody wants to be my Valentine, that's okay.
Well, June says that she got a card which read, "Happy Valentine's Day to my sugar plum," from the head boy of her school. Yeah.
Wow.
Where said to me, June, tell me who was the head boy then. Sandra says she will pass. Ooh, no, Deandra, no chicken
but
foot.
Valentine's Day is really commercialized. I don't know. So what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Anything special or just another day? Or for young people?
No, sir, I think that we must do something special. I'm going to go get myself some ice cream. A good bottle of wine is what I'm going to do. Ice cream is my usual thing, but definitely a good bottle of wine, and I'll come home early and I have a piece of Christmas cake leave from Christmas, and I'm going to.
You are Leo, I was put up with the stuff. But you have Christmas cake still.
But I got it late. I didn't get my Christmas cake until sometime in January. That's when she made it. It's still fresh and good. So I just pour my glass of wine and sit and have a piece of cake and call my pin them and see what they're up to if they have time for me.
Oh, what I'll be doing? My son's class having Valentine's party. So cute. 3-year-olds. So we have to buy a gift. So we have to buy a gift for all of the children. So that's what I'll be doing.
I remember those days when I had to buy candy for all of the class and everybody went and they exchanged, and then they come back home with this bag of loot.
Yeah.
And then they want to eat it all, and you have to hide out some, you know, seafood, some and hide them, so them not eat all of the candy. So June says he was my friend. I remember Andrew well. Yes, you all remember Andrew. Sandra says, "Thank you, June. Love your name. It's my birth month." Okay. June says she can't say who the head boy was.
Okay, what school you attend?
To bump and she cleaning her throat.
on YouTube, Beverly said many people saw him, I guess Marcus Garvey, as a crazy in Jamaica. He was a man before his time. That is true. Beverly said a people without history is like a tree without roots. She meant roots. Yeah, roots. That is true.
Story I come to bump for true, see, you know. Diana says, when is this Diana? Diana says, when I was 14, this male friend came ringing our doorbell with a rose for me. My dad said, let me go chase that boy from my door. My mom had to prevent him. Donna says, my first was at school, a card. Valentine's Day was big in Jamaica. I don't find it so celebratory here anymore. Oh,
It went big at Jamaica. My. Where was I?
Amos, Arlene says, Amos Mattressing gave me a card and wrote, Happy Valentine, we love you. Paulette Chamber says, you can make Valentine's Day whenever you want it. Yeah, but you know, we just want to celebrate the day. Judes Browning said, one red and white granny boot. I nearly resorted to violence. All right, that is too funny. I know this red and white granny boot. What's a granny boot though, Judes?
I don't know, but I want everybody to enjoy their Valentine's Day and make it a special day for you and yours. You know, if you don't have a yours, you could make it for yourself, you know, do a spa day, you know, like Dr. Dana, go get ice cream, you know, buy some wine, watch a movie, take care of yourself and do, you know, anything, you know, but
and go home early. You don't have to wait forever. If you work from home that day, just set aside a little time for yourself and say, okay, fine, I'm gonna go out and do something. Buy a dress if you want to go shopping. Get a bottle of wine. You don't have to be alcoholic. Get non-alcoholic if that is your fancy, or a nice cup of coffee. King's Jamaican.
Some cocoa if you're so inclined. Some mushroom
cocoa. Yeah, and 2 granny crackers.
Nice. Enjoy your day. Make it about you. Make it special, and don't worry about being lonely. Or you know, you can call your girlfriend or your friends up and go do something.
Mish, or they can watch a movie together, because you know they can find ways to just put it share screen and the two of them watch the same movie and just chill and chat on Zoom.
It is really sad, but yeah, you can do that. Life is changing, but adjust because of COVID. Adjust because of COVID.
Okay.
Oh, Sandra, wait for our care package from who you?
Well, clearly, then Sandra, what is in your care package? Because I don't know. What I'm supposed to be sending you? No, I'm going to have to send you coffee and stuff. June says, oh, her firstborn's birthday
nice.
He turns 37 on Valentine's Day. Oh, that's yours.
That's a good gift for Valentine's Day.
Whose birthday is that? Robert?
Her son. That's a great gift for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's totally fabulous. My cousin calling me, but I forgot to call him back. Betsy, I don't have a Valentine, so I'm waiting for go away. My Diana says my spouse brought home a box and trying to hide it. I pretend I don't see it. I already ordered online his favorite wine, even the daycare with my 2-year-old celebrating Valentine for the kids. Okay.
A big thing.
Right. So June's son is Robert. So we wish Robert happy 37th birthday on Valentine's Day, June. Give him our regards from Auntie Michelle and Auntie Diana.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Jessie Smith says happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank to you, my girl.
I really appreciate it.
So we'll do that. So I had to make those notes for myself to encourage us to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, I remember you challenged everyone to, you know, go to your neighbor, talk to your neighbor, and try to be friendly. And we're trying to get the village back together.
Yes, and do something that you wouldn't do, and tell us about it next week. Send us an email. Let us know, what did you do? In fact, when I was quite a teenager, we were required in church to do what was called work of mercy. And it was required, and we had to go and report about it. And what it was that you had to find some person with a need and do something. It might be somebody at school who needed extra help with homework. It might be somebody, your next door neighbor, or it might be somebody far, but it was called works of mercy. And that's what we really need to get back to. These little things that we do, go the extra mile for somebody. do something out of the normal just for somebody, just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just be nice. And
Yeah.
but if we start now, in the future, we could correct a lot of things, like ills that we see, if we set the example that we want to see. So do that. And I know we're running out of time.
Still have a few minutes though.
So we have, oh, go ahead.
We still have a few minutes that we can chat a little bit about, but I think more importantly, we need to make where we live feel like community, and in order to do that, we have to be the change that we talk about. We have to do the things. It has to start with us, you know. It has to start with us.
That is 100% true. Like how we raise our children, not only our children, but you know, like we have nieces, nephews, and other children within, you know, that look up to us, that we talk to, interact with, you know, like be a voice to them, you know, like provide mentorship, you know, so we could help a little with what's going on, you know, because we have to set better example for them. Because imagine they locked away for what, 2 years? Not a lot of interaction, not a lot of social interaction with anything. So they really don't know much about how to, you know, like interact with others, you know, the same peers, which they should have done an intervention or have, as I said, some counseling or therapists, which they can't afford it really, but have pastors who, you know, people with some degree, or people who can volunteer to guide them, you know, like they used to have guidance counseling like sessions, like for each class you would do that once a week. Like have those sessions to teach them how to emerge back into the school system and how to deal with their emotions, how to express themselves. And these are the things will go a long way, because we're reshaping them as adults. So them will now change their attitude, and then their children will learn from them. So we could correct all these things.
Sure.
That's
true. We really have to start. June says Hopefield, which is where we grew up, was very much a community where we knew and cared for our neighbors. And that is so true, June. On that note, Vincent Leslie passed earlier this week. Sandra says my co-worker's crock pot broke and she needed it to make her dad's soup. She says that I had a brand new crock pot and I gave it to her. Exactly. You know, Sandra, this is something that I want to talk about. We all need to spring clean. Michelle, you need to go through your closet and your house and
actually,
you were somebody sitting there, you know.
To be honest, I'm a minimalist person.
Okay.
So every season I actually go through, even for my son, I donate all his clothes, my clothes, shoes, everything. I donate them. The toys, like, you know, as they grow, they don't play with toys, certain toys. Some of them are not used. I donate all of them so we don't have a clutter of toys. So and they're fairly new stuff. So that's what I do. I know people like all these things in their houses. I don't. So I always donate. And as I said, like sometimes I'll just buy food, grocery, and just donate. Or, you know, if somebody's in need or they say they need something, I'll donate. I don't do it because I need any accolades. I just try to help because that's how my mom is still.
Exactly. That's how your mom is. And you see, go back to that. That is how you were raised, Mitch. These are the traits that we as Jamaicans must just take. Too often people focus on all the bad things that Jamaicans do. We are some good people. Let us do it again. Yeah, man, locally, I encourage all our people local, go through the closet and clear out some of the things. I decide I'm no minimalist, I must confess. I can find a airmail envelope because I keep these things. I keep one and two of them because I say, oh, but you need to show them. I can find a paper shilling. I never knew I spent paper shillings, but I came across it and I have it kept because, oh, I'm going to have to show somebody it. So I'm no minimalist. I must apologize for that. But I need to get to the stage where I have to clear out some of the things that I have. And they're not junk. They're valuable and mean something to me. But they're not going to mean nothing to the penny them after that.
That is true.
I might as well start sharing them and giving them away.
Yes, somebody in need that could use it.
Exactly. All this whole clothes, you buy the shoes and you wear it 2 times. I say, oh, I'm going to wear it again. And 1 year passed, 2 year passed. No. Give her the shoes now.
Yeah, that is true. even like gowns, like I used to love go to like, like those events and like all the gowns, with COVID, they're not going anywhere. Like I was, oh, they're decent price. So, but I donate them because, like the children have their prom or whatever. I
Right.
just clear it out because I know I'm not, going to wear it again. And these are the things that I do, and that helps a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes if like they need baby clothes, I'm like, why am I keep like I do keep like one thing so my
Yes.
son will have it. But I know
Yes.
I don't need to have a closet full of clothes that he doesn't wear, or just to say, oh, I have a full closet, or I have 100 shoes, just to say I have 100 shoes and I don't wear them. So that's what I do. And I just rotate. And it helps people, that goes because even like in Jamaica, to be honest, a lot of people in Jamaica do a lot because a lot who migrate here, because if you I just saw an article about the billions that are sent back in remittance to Jamaica. So when they do come here, yeah, they do help their community. They do give back. You see, like they have like back to school events, Christmas events, and these people are funding it from their pockets. It's not like they're getting donations. They're doing that, like you have the laptop or tablet drive, you see people offering it, not, just doing it, not saying, oh, selfishly, I'm not going to help. So like they do help, and we do need to highlight these things. The diaspora do a lot of events to give back, help Jamaica along. It's not like they left and say, oh yeah, you're on your own. They're helping Jamaica come forward,
Yeah, we're down to the 2-minute marker. Arlene says, love you guys, Lord, love it that we can converse with each other almost like we used to back in the days. Yes. Sandra says a lot of people sell everything on offer. Someone in need, give, the blessings will come back. Bishop says shilling paper money and 50 paper money I'm looking to get. I will show them to you next time round, but it's too late now for me to go find my purse. June says you are so right. I will have to do a clear out next spring as I pack to return to the UK. Retirement is looming and I will not need to have the things I've onto moving from country to country. Bishop confesses that it's one of her passion, giving. June says she loved the show. Bless and walk good. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been good to have you, to share with you, and we encourage you. Do something different. Call to your neighbor. Give away some of the things that you don't need and come back and tell us for truth what you did. Michelle, you wrap up. Thank you.
Oh, thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember to tell family and friends to tune in. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night, at 9 p.m. And I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. Although everything is loosening up with COVID, it is still a thing. So if you can't get the vaccine, just read that they had to throw vaccines again in Jamaica. Get the vaccine if you're so inclined, and sanitize, wear your mask, social distance. If you don't have to go out, stay home, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Donna June says, love the show, bless and walk good. Donna Henry says, great show, thank you, have a great Valentine's Day, everyone. Jude says, have a caring week all. What a great note